So here we are for round 11 of this Hamilton career mode, and it takes us to Hungary. So, yeah, heading into this, Vettel's had 3 wins on the trot. Oh, 2 wins on the trot, sorry. So, we sort of need to start winning to close the gap to him. So you can see now, we are going to qualify on the softs this time. So hopefully we can stretch them and do a 1-stop. So you can see, it's been quite a good first sector, considering we're on the soft stretch. I think we're purple through it. But through the middle sector, of course, the lack of grip's going to be evident. And of course, Mercedes not really notorious through the around Hungary, so which is probably why I'm definitely going for the alternate strategy. You can see though, Vettel well ahead. I'm actually going to qualify 6th, so not too bad considering we won the harder tyres. I mean, of course, the Red Bulls are definitely going to be up there, considering it is a very downforce heavy track. So as you head on to the classifications, it's a Ferrari 1-2 for the first time in a while. Bottas lines up 3rd, leading from Daniel Ricciardo. They make up the 2nd row. The 3rd row will be Verstappen, who leads me. So you can see that, us two. And Perez leads Hulkenberg for the 4th row. The 5th row will be Grosjean and Massa. The 6th row will be Ocon and Magnussen. The 7th row will be Alonso and Sainz. So Alonso doing quite well, considering the, of course, it suits the McLaren Honda this circuit, but not the best car in a straight line. Kvyat, Palmer, Lance Stroll, and Van Dorn make up the 8th and 9th grid, and of course the Saubers make up the rear. So as we begin, yeah, you can see in the top right, once again, it's made us do a 5-lap race. But enough of that, we're going to make a dive bomb. I'm actually going to gain a few positions. We're up into 3rd straight away. So yeah, seeing that it was only a 5-lap race, I knew I had to make up positions. So it was crucial that I did that early on, because of course we're on the harder tyres as well. So we're going to be under pressure from the cars behind. So if we didn't make those moves, we definitely wouldn't have been top 5. You can see now we're being hassled by Bottas. And as we get on to the end of lap 2, surely we can't really hold him off. You can see the Ferrari's already well gone in the distance. 5 seconds ahead in 2 laps. So yeah, and we actually get tapped by Bottas, and he's going to come at us again, and he's actually going to lose the back end. And that's going to allow Perez to overtake both Ricciardo and Bottas. So Perez, after starting, I think, on the 4th row, is in 4th place. So he's gained a lot of positions there as a result. But I think Bottas went in way too aggressively. And yeah, he tagged our rear. And of course, you know the physics on these on this game. In the last, if you tag the rear of somebody, you're going to lose the front a bit. But you can see, actually, we began to pull away from Perez. So I think that was probably a blessing in disguise, because Perez actually couldn't close in on us. And he was keeping my teammate and the rest at bay. So it's not going to be good for us in the constructors. But yeah, it means we might be able to secure a podium, much like Hamilton did in the real Hungarian Grand Prix. So you can see now, as we come across, we will finish a valiant 3rd. So considering we started on the harder tyres, pretty good result. But of course, Ferrari closing us in again with their 1-2, and Vettel gets his 3rd win in a row, albeit not really a legitimate win, but it still counts, and he's going to close us down in the Drivers' Championship as a result. So you can see the race classifications. The Ferraris lead me and Perez, who is 4th. Bottas, Ricciardo, Verstappen, Hulkenberg, Grosjean, Ocon, Massa, Magnussen, Alonso, Kvyat, Sainz, Stroll, Palmer, Van Dorn, and the 2 Saubers will finish off the grids. So as we go on to the standings, Vettel closes us in to within 3 points after getting his 3rd win on the trot. Raikkonen overtakes Bottas, so it's going to do wonders for Ferrari in the constructors. You can see Ricciardo still has his lead over Verstappen. I think Massa in 8th and Grosjean in 9th. So we look down the rest, you can see actually the only change down bottom is Alonso and Van Dorn. Alonso getting a good race in Hungary, like he did in real life, but still doesn't actually manage to get points, which is, well, not really a surprise considering the McLaren Honda. But you can see actually in the sorry, I forgot to say, in the constructors standings, you actually get overtaken by Ferrari. But we're actually going to go on to Spa. Of course, a 4-minute video wouldn't really suffice, so we're going to go straight into the next round. And it's a wet qualifying, so definitely going to suit us there. Of course, we're quite strong in the wet, but you can see we take Eau Rouge flat out, and that's going to gain us 7 tenths. And you can see straight away, the first sector, Mercedes really strong, of course, with the straight line speed. And I'm using my AOR Bahrain setup as well, so it's a bullet in a straight line. I think it's TRR Limitless is set up, so Very fast in a straight line, and of course, I got my best ever league result in Bahrain last time out, getting second, so hopefully he can do me wonders in the race. But you can see, still first, and as we enter onto the end of the lap, we actually catch a curb and we're going to lose a bit of traction. We're down to third. You can see the two Ferraris streaking off into the distance. I'm actually down to fourth now, I think, as Bottas comes past us. But you can see we actually lost so much time through the third sector, so we're going to really have to nail the first and second sector, because look at the deficit we have in the third. You can see Vettel much faster lap than us, so that's pretty worrying. We're going to have to make up all that time in the race. You have a look at the grid. Once again, it's a Ferrari 1-2, but this time it is a Mercedes 3-4 and a Red Bull 5-6. You can see the rest of the grid order as we scroll down. Palmer actually getting 13th, which is quite good, but of course, once again, the Saubers will line up at the back. So it's going to be a one-stop. Actually, the Mercedes were recommending a three-stop, but I definitely think you could stretch a one-stop around here. But you can see Verstappen pokes his nose up the inside. We're going to hold it around the outside, and actually Bottas gets a really good run. He's going to get Raikkonen. Raikkonen and Bottas are going to go side by side over Rouge. That's going to put us off. We go wide. That's going to allow Verstappen to get a run on us, but our Mercedes straight line speed allow us to keep ahead of him. But you can see Raikkonen actually outpaces Bottas in a straight line. So yeah, quite a surprise really that he's able to defend, but we nearly go into the back of Bottas there, braking really late, so we're lucky not to lose our front wing there. But again, putting him under pressure. As we head on to the end of lap 1, you can see that you drop back a bit. But through this sector, we're going to be losing time to the Ferrari as we brake incredibly late. We're going to go up the inside. I don't think Bottas was expecting that, neither were we, and we actually managed to swoop around the outside. And yeah, we can't hang around in this race. We're going to have to try to get the Ferraris, because right now they look unstoppable around this track, getting 1-2 for the last 2 races. So you can see straight away we're going to actually go on to Raikkonen. You can see our straight line speed really helping us through this sector. You can see our setups really helping. Raikkonen's going to go defensive, actually moves across, but we're going to get him round the outside, and we're up into second. So yeah, 2 moves in an incredibly short space of time, so that's exactly what we need. And yeah, I mean, we can't hang around if we want to keep our lead in the Drivers' Championship. But you can see Vettel up ahead. But something I've also forgot to add, for the last 2 races, I've actually bumped the difficulty up to Legend 95 AI. But you can see that taking the fastest lap. And actually, we're going to go side by side up our Rouge. Vettel's going to cut us off, though, really wisely. That's going to slow us both down. That's going to allow Raikkonen to get a shot. And even Bottas has caught back up. And you can see, I think the Red Bulls are also closing in on us. We're going to go around the outside, but we actually lose the back end. We're going to have to take the escape roll. But, oh, Vettel comes in ahead of us. And we slot in just in front of Raikkonen. So we're quite lucky there. If he lost any more time, we might come behind Raikkonen. We're going to put Vettel under pressure. We're going to force him a bit wide. We're going to go up his inside. But Vettel's going to try to hold it around the outside. He actually gets us. So it's a good defensive play by Vettel. And yeah, very, very action-packed third lap of the race. But you can see we're straight back on Vettel. Again, we're not actually going to hold back this time. We're not going to go side by side like we did last time. We're going to use our straight line speed, though, to our advantage. You can see the setup, but we're actually going to be under threat from Raikkonen. So unable to attack Vettel, but more defending from Raikkonen there. But we're just trying to get a good run now, and hopefully we can get Vettel. And just go deep, and actually that's not going to help us. You can see Raikkonen has a poke up the inside. We cut across, and we just managed to hold him off, but not for long. As actually we go wide, that's going to allow him a run. We're going to have to cut him off again. And again, defending aggressively, because we can't afford to lose time to Raikkonen. But going on to the next lap, we've actually dropped Raikkonen. But look again, you can see up our Rouge, we gained so much time on Vettel. Of course, a bit further back this time, so we can go flat out. We're going to go around the outside this time, going purple. We cut him off, and we're up into the lead of the race. So that was, yeah, quite a good route around the outside. We've done it on both Ferraris now. But this time, we didn't have to take the escape road. So an added bonus. But you can see that it's a slight corner cut, but we're actually beginning to pull away from Vettel. So that's good. So we actually have the pace in the long term, which is good, because after qualifying I don't think we did, but you can see a few laps later Vettel is still holding on to us, so it's not going to be an easy race by no means. And of course I've bumped it up to Legend, so I can't just run away like I've been doing before. But you can see Vettel actually putting us under pressure, but able to defend into that corner again though. And actually there's yellow flags, so don't know what's happened back there, and I think somebody's out the race, and it's Massa. So one of the Williams, and it's a shame to be Massa. Of course, he was doing really well in the driver's standings, and of course, the long straight would definitely suit the Williams car. But you can see that's the least of our worries, because Vettel's still behind us on lap 6, and he's actually going to put us under pressure We're going to actually brake quite late, and as a result, it's going to compromise our line a bit, and we actually lose the traction a bit. That's going to allow Vettel, but a straight line speed actually saves us there, so we're lucky we're in a Mercedes, and otherwise that might have ended in tears. Anyway, through the first sector, we gained quite a bit of time back, but through the second sector, Vettel matched us, and of course through the third sector, we actually run wide. That's going to allow Vettel to get a good run on us. We're going to try to stay defensive, of course, going purple, but Vettel going even faster because he's closed in on us this lap. As we go deep, we're actually going to go right in the next corner, and again, Vettel's going to get a good run on us, but we managed to park our car in the right place, and our straight line speed once again helps us out. You can see Raikkonen still in third. You can see we're going to try to defend from Vettel up Eau Rouge, and yeah, through this first sector, Mercedes pretty much unmatched. We actually managed to stretch out a bit, even so he's got the slipstream. But yeah, as we cut on to what we lap 9, we're still going purple. But we actually won wide a bit, and that's going to allow Vettel to get a good run on us. Vettel's going to move to the inside, and just like that, we were second ahead, and one mistake has allowed Vettel to come through. But again, we're not going to hold any prisoners. We're going to go straight up the inside of Vettel. But Vettel's going to defend it well. We're going to try to do the cutback, but we don't get the traction we need. And Vettel sets the fastest lap and overtakes us. But we actually push him a bit wide, but we're not able to get the position from it. Rightly so. But again, we're going to go side by side up Eau Rouge. We're going to get him straight back away again. As Bottas, I thought, actually pitted early because I think he's on the 2-stop. We've actually managed to get Vettel, but Vettel's going to come straight back at us. We're going to go side by side through this sequence of corners. Vettel's trying to get revenge because, of course, this is where I overtook him the first time. He's going to get us on the outside. We're still side by side. We're going to try to hold it up around the outside of this corner. Still side by side, but Vettel's going to brake incredibly late, and that's a move from Sebastian Vettel to get us back into the lead of the race. Of course, we tried to get him back up Eau Rouge. He's defended well, but you can see straight away this time he's pulling away. So unlike last time, you can't put him under pressure. And actually, this battling's allowed Raikkonen to catch up. And if Bottas has been setting fastest laps, I don't know where he is. He might easily jump us. But you can see the tyres are beginning to run out of durability now. And actually, we've lost so much time as we tried to say we're going to box this lap. We lose even more time as we go over the grass. And we've lost about a second and a half that sector. But actually, Raikkonen was right behind us. So, yeah. We're just going to have to wait now. We need a good slick pit stop. And it's, yeah, really good pit stop from the Mercedes. Our one and only pit stop. I don't know if Bottas is going to do 1 or 2 stops. Because I think he pit lap 6, which is incredibly early. But you can see he's jumped us. And actually, that's Perez up ahead of him. So, yeah, that squabbling with Vettel's definitely cost us. I mean, Bottas was setting fastest laps as it is. But, yeah, we would have been able to do the overcut on him if not, if we weren't held up by Vettel. Because, of course, I forgot to add, at the beginning of the race, I think he got Raikkonen quite early on. But you can see now we're going to try to go around the outside of Perez, but Perez blocks us off. Of course, he's got nothing to lose. We're battling for the position, but we actually take a wide line, we get a good run through that corner, and we get him up the inside. And unlike Vettel, he can't hold it around the outside. But you can see now, have we jumped Vettel? Because, of course, we went in a lap early to try to do the undercut, and yes, we have. Our change of strategy has worked. Of course, our tyres were absolutely dead on lap 10, so if we stretched it another lap, we definitely would have been behind Vettel. So we've done the right thing. Now we could just get past Bottas because we're on the fresher tyres. So hopefully the team will allow us through. Bottas can hold up Vettel, and yeah, we could just pull away. So yeah, after being in a bit of trouble, we're back into a good position, and yeah, putting Bottas under pressure. We can see now Bottas actually isn't letting us through, and then you can see there's yellow flags up ahead, and I can tell you that's the other Williams or Stroll. So Williams having a torrid time this race. So yeah, of course in the real life Grand Prix they actually did alright. They had Guy Martin as one of their pit crew. So yeah, they probably wish they had Guy Martin as their pit crew today because they're not doing that well. But you can see now we actually lost a bit of time to Bottas, and that's actually going to allow Vettel to put us under a bit of pressure. So team order's definitely not in play. Bottas thinks he can win it, and I don't know if he can stretch the tyres to the end because we struggled to stretch it for 10 laps. And he's going to have to stretch it for 16, but of course going purple and up Eau Rouge, we've been strong all day through here. If we could get a good run, we could probably get a good line on him, but no. Yeah, he's got a Mercedes straight line speed, but we actually close in on Bottas. You can see that Stroll just up ahead, and we're about to lap him. He actually brake checks Bottas. We're going to go around the outside of him and Bottas. And yeah, that was a bit naughty of Stroll, but it helps us a lot. Actually, Bottas I think loses a bit of our front wing, so not good for him, but Stroll brake checking Bottas, and as a result, allowing us to get Bottas, and we're actually up into first, but you can see Bottas holding Vettel off for second, and he actually pits now, so he's released Vettel. So, not over yet, because of course Vettel is on the newer tyres, but yeah, about Stroll, I think he moved over on Bottas there, so definitely holding Bottas up. So, yeah, it's helped us out, but not our teammate. And of course, he's had to pit for repairs now, so he's going to come out quite a long way back. But you can see now Vettel about 5 seconds back, so Bottas has really helped us out. So lap 16, we're going purple, and if we can keep this up, we should be able to win. But of course, towards the end, of course, we struggled to stretch our tyres for 10 laps in the first stint, so stretching it for 12 laps in the second stint isn't impossible, but it's going to be hard. But yeah, you saw Hulkenberg just retired now, and virtual safety car deployed. So that's going to neutralise the race up a bit, and it's actually going to help us out a bit, because it's going to mean if we can time this right, Vettel won't be able to close on us. You can see now, just trying to keep the delta right. But you can see we actually managed to time that to perfection, only losing about a tenth and a half. And yeah, we got 4 laps to go, and Vettel's about 4 seconds behind us because he has been closing. But as we go set our fastest lap again, we actually are looking unstoppable right now. We are not actually losing tyre wear at all. We're still going practically much faster than we were early on. We're keeping our pace, and as a result, yeah, we're beginning to drop Vettel a bit. So he did close within 4 seconds, but now I think we're beginning to pull out the gap again. And as we head onto the last lap, we go purple, but Vettel is out of the race. So if you have a look on Raikkonen's perspective, you can see Vettel parked on the side of the road. So like in Baku, Vettel once again has retired on the last lap when he was in second place. So that's going to lose a valuable chunk of points. He's going to lose a valuable chunk of points to us. But you can see we celebrate as we come over the line, and that's first place. We finally break the Ferrari's momentum. You can see actually Ricciardo joins us on the podium, so it's quite a good result for him as well. Raikkonen, of course, getting second place, which is, I think, one of his best results of the season. But for us, we've finally got a win, and it's taken us a long time. We haven't actually won since Baku when we did the last to first. But yeah, it's good to be finally back on the number 1 spot. And yes, you can see as we look through the grid order, we've got quite a few odd jobs down at the bottom. We've got Palmer, who actually scores his first points of the season, Van Dorn, who gets close to scoring his first points, and Verline. So those 3, 10th, 11th and 12th, when they'll normally be right at the back. As you look down towards the bottom, you can see Sainz, Kvyat, so the Toro Rosso is not doing that well. Ericsson will round out the people who weren't lapped, but Alonso and Stroll, of course, were lapped at the end. Vettel DNF'd, and so did Hulkenberg and Massa. So as we look on to the driver standings, we've got us leading by 28 points over Vettel. But of course, he would be 8 points ahead if he didn't have the 2 at DNFs, 1 in Baku and 1 today. Kimi Räikkönen still actually extends his lead over Bottas, and you can see the Red Bulls still have a stranglehold over the rest of the midfield. So we look down below, you can see a couple of movers. Van Dorn and Palmer, Van Dorn and Verline move ahead of Alonso as they get their best finishes of the season. And of course, Palmer scoring his first points. And we move back ahead of Ferrari in the constructors, actually quite comprehensively as a result of Vettel's DNF. Of course, if he did actually finish the race, we would have been neck and neck still, but definitely benefited the result. But that's going to be it for this episode. See you next time in Italy.